This week's episode of Weekly Weird News is sponsored by Honey and by ExpressVPN.
Furries.
Yeah.
They're a subculture of people who dress up in big expensive suits of faux fur to take on a new persona or fursona of an anthropomorphic animal character, and sometimes coming together in real life for furry conventions to spend time with others who share their very specific interests. You know about furries.
Yes.
And yeah, from an outsider's perspective, this shit is pretty weird, especially the more sexual aspects, the yiffing and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But not all furries are into, the sex stuff. They're not into it for sexual reasons. And in fact, not all furries even dress up in fursuits. Some of them just like watching from afar.
Yeah. Still, despite furry fandom becoming more well-known over the years, the general response from outsiders has been a mix of confusion and disgust, even while other nerdy shit has become more mainstream. Spend months putting together a detailed, custom-built, 3D-printed superhero costume to walk around wearing at a comic convention? Cool, thumbs up.
Great.
But show up in a fursuit? Suddenly even the dorks get judgy. And we're not even going to get into the fact that some people who are really into being furries are also really into being Nazis, although there is that aspect of it as well. To be fair, most furries are not pro-Nazi.
Good, yeah.
And they've pushed back on the presence of Nazi furries in their community.
Yeah. But you see photos like the Nazi furries, it's hard to separate. Hard to separate that.
Yeah.
Anyways, why are we talking about furries again? Oh yeah, so some furries literally saved a woman's life last week up in Northern California. Mm-hmm. Last Friday night, during the annual FurCon in San Jose, a few attendees were outside the convention center when they noticed a car pull up. In it, a man in the front passenger seat was apparently just beating the shit out of the female driver. So an attendee named Robbie Ryans, who was DJing the event, says that he and his friend, they were outside for a smoke break, and quote, "We heard a woman's screams coming from inside and saw the passenger throwing full fists at whoever was driving. We got up and ran towards the car. My friend pulled open the door, and we both held on to the attacker. The girl driver was yelling for him to get out as he started trying to fight us off."
So 4 other furries, including a big pink T-Rex looking furry, soon joined in and helped pull the man from the vehicle and restrained him on the sidewalk while they waited for police to arrive. The woman managed to safely drive away, and the abusive boyfriend was arrested thanks to the heroism of these furries. And it's a cool thing for anyone to have done, and the domestic abuse aspect is nothing to laugh about, but imagining all of this from the perspective of the 2 people in the car is very surreal.
Yes.
One minute your boyfriend is beating the shit out of you, and then suddenly a bunch of strangers dressed like furry animals are pulling him out of the car and fighting to restrain him. And one minute you're a big tough guy assaulting a woman, being a fucking dick. The next minute you're being overpowered by some nerds who even other nerds look down on.
Yeah, this, if anything, hopefully a humbling experience.
I'm sure it was.
This man.
Yes.
So yeah, well done, San Jose furries.
Yes.
I salute you. You put your personal safety on the line to stop domestic violence, and that's not something a lot of people would bother doing.
Do you think it was extra confidence because they had the suits on?
It might have been.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Well, we also know that, remember when the lady went with her dog to the furry convention up in, I think it was Canada?
Oh, yeah.
And had a great time.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
There was that other time, there was a fur convention at a hotel that was also taking in a bunch of refugees from Syria at the same time.
And the kids had a wonderful time with seeing the furries.
The furries were very welcoming.
It was like going to Disney for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not all furries are bad. Not all furries are good.
It's a wide spectrum.
But the good furries seem to be very nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good for them.
Yes.
Points.
Yes. We salute you.
But moving on now to another subculture. Teenagers.
Boo.
So specifically TikTok teenagers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a cool word for them. TikTok teens.
TikTok teens.
Yeah.
Across the last decade or so on Vine, YouTube, Instagram, and now TikTok, the teens have always enjoyed a good viral challenge.
Like that one where he tried to block a bullet with a book.
That didn't work out so well.
No.
He died. But there was the more popular ones. There was the cinnamon challenge where you try to eat a spoonful of cinnamon without coughing or drinking water. It's damn near impossible and really bad for your lungs. Don't do it. There was also the condom challenge where you snort a condom up your nose and you pull it out the back of your throat. Also pretty dangerous. You can choke. Don't do it. But now there's the soy sauce challenge.
I can't believe you didn't bring up the grapefruit blowjob challenge, Elliot.
Is that a challenge?
Well, not laughing is the challenge when watching that.
Yeah.
Now, calling it the soy sauce challenge, it really undersells this whole thing. You'd think it's just drinking soy sauce. It's very salty. You can only take so much of it. But no, this challenge is different. This challenge is dipping your balls in it.
I'm gonna dip my balls in it.
No one is old enough to get that reference, Elliot.
Yeah, the teens especially.
Yeah, who's Doug? Now, you see, back in 2013, one of the science stories that went viral on a bunch of normie websites was about how it's not just your mouth that has taste receptors. You've also got taste receptors in your stomach, intestines, lungs, brain, and even your testicles. Now, for whatever reason, these articles started resurfacing recently, 7 years later, and a lot of people, understandably, wanted to actually try this out.
Yeah. Now, why soy sauce? In the original articles on sites like Business Insider, they always mention soy sauce as an example of what testicles are capable of tasting, since testicle taste buds can apparently taste amino acids, and soy sauce is full of amino acids. So, and also soy sauce is cheap and readily available.
Just don't do it at the restaurant.
Yeah, go to the bathroom. One guy did it in like the parking lot of a restaurant. I'm like, go home. What are you doing?
No. I've got to do it right now.
Yeah. It's cheap. You know, why not? Why not just go ahead and test this science out?
Yeah.
And because of the way TikTok works, it is damn near impossible to pinpoint exactly how and when things went from, did you know testicles have taste buds, to, I'm going to dip my balls in some soy sauce.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm already kind of interested in this if it's true that you can taste through your balls.
Well,
in the privacy of my own home, might give this a shot.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know.
Might just be your fetish.
What if I came in the next episode and was like, you can, by the way, it totally works, Elliot. You should definitely try it.
Well, anyway, it looks like one of the biggest accounts to do it early on was the user Alex James, who, rubbed some soy sauce on his nuts while sitting in his car for some reason. It's a great way to get, put on a sex offender list. Go home.
No, officer, you don't understand.
Literally just do this anywhere else.
I was drinking soy sauce with my balls.
Yeah. Anyway, according to his over-the-top reaction, it totally works, guys. You can taste soy sauce with your nuts.
I don't believe it, and that's why I'm curious. To be clear, in case you're just listening to audio of us right now, no, people aren't actually showing their bare scrotums on TikTok. Their ball sacks are off camera, but yeah, a lot of people have happily tried this experiment out and broadcast it to the world with TikTok. And, there's mixed results in this whole thing. Some have, the whole big, loud, oh my God reaction upon realizing that their balls have been a secret tongue this whole time, while others seem disappointed to find out that they feel nothing, and therefore must be infertile or something.
Guess I'm never having kids.
I wonder if it, smooths up your balls. There's got to be, a reaction.
You leave them in there long enough, they're probably going to pickle.
It's like it's putting soy sauce on a snail or something.
Yeah. I mean,
if you ever get hungry, just tie a bag of soy sauce around your balls.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, folks. Yes, there is scientific evidence to suggest that the testicles have taste receptors that are able to taste amino acids. But here's a little anatomy lesson, boys. Testicles are the two balls inside your body, contained within the scrotum, which is on the outside and does not have taste receptors, because it's just fucking skin.
Okay.
Everyone dipping their testicles into soy sauce are actually just dipping their scrotums in soy sauce, and any sensation that they're feeling other than wet, maybe cold, is bullshit.
Well, maybe that first TikToker cut a hole in his balls.
Yeah, you just poke a little hole in there, let the soy sauce get up into the balls.
No, it doesn't sting. It actually feels really good, and yes, you can taste it.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Ugh.
Yeah, well, now you're not having kids.
No.
Also, the whole research that led to the whole your testicles have taste buds thing seems to have only involved mice. Now, there's also a good chance it also applies to humans, but this is some very early research into a topic that scientists readily admit they don't really understand and probably shouldn't be bothered with.
Yeah, it's not a high priority.
One scientist quoted in the original 2013 Business Insider article said, quote, "The function of taste receptors in signaling proteins outside of the taste system is still unclear. In some areas, they seem to be part of the chemical sensing of sugars or amino acids. For the most part, though, full function of these extraorally located taste receptors is unknown."
Now, interestingly, though, when scientists removed the taste receptors from the testes of their test mice.
Poor mice.
Those mice became infertile. So it's likely that the presence of the taste receptors in testicles and other organs seems to in some way be involved in making sure that those organs are getting the proper chemicals and nutrients that they need to function. Mm-hmm. And beyond that, taste as we experience it when we eat mostly happens in the brain.
Yeah. But now, if the testicles have taste buds, are we all constantly tasting just a little bit of cum?
Yeah. think you're right.
I think everyone watching at home
Gay? You're gay.
is tasting just a little bit of cum right now.
Yeah.
The signals, the taste signal things, they come from the mouth, but the brain decodes it to let you know whether what's in your mouth is sweet, sour, bitter, and so on. This is part of the somatic nervous system, i.e. the stuff we actually control voluntarily. The testicles and other organs that can taste, they do so independently of what we would normally consider taste and happen via the autonomic nervous system, like a lot of other processes like digestion and breathing that we aren't actively controlling or experiencing. You are now controlling your breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Hard, isn't it? Now think of it this way. Chameleons, they can change their color thanks to photoreceptors in their skin, but their skin can't actually see. And it isn't just one giant eyeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still has the same shit that's in the eye, but it's in the skin.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Anyways, I hope we all learned something today.
You're all tasting cum.
Students, yes? If you take away one thing, you're technically tasting cum all the time if you are an adult male.
Every man you see walking around has cum breath.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, and if you don't believe the science, you can still always just rub soy sauce on your balls to find out for yourself. Who cares?
Or jack off into your mouth.
Yeah.
Is that what I've been tasting?
I guess you can always do that too.
Yeah.
And either experiment seems like it would probably be
And you know
safe.
what? I think it'd be a good science experiment for the local science fair.
Yeah.
My hypothesis is that we're all eating cum all day.
Mm-hmm. To test this.
Here I go. Sir, you are a sex offender now.
Yeah, and meanwhile, this is not even the only weird challenge that's happening on TikTok right now. There's the cereal challenge, which involves one person laying on their back with their mouth wide open while another person pours cereal and milk into their mouth, then eats it with a spoon, basically using the person's mouth as a human cereal bowl.
This is definitely a fetish, right?
It looks extremely difficult. It looks like waterboarding.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. For the person that's the bowl, it doesn't seem very fun.
Everyone that I've watched, it ends with the person being like, and then just
shooting
milk
cereal
everywhere. It's very messy.
No.
It's dumb, but it's not nearly as dumb as the outlet challenge, where you take a phone charger, you plug it into an electrical outlet, but not all the way, and then you just drop a penny onto the exposed prongs in the back to cause sparks, electrical system damage, and in some cases fire. So yeah, I don't know, maybe just dip your balls in soy sauce. It's an innocent, fun thing to do. Not gonna cause any fires with it.
I say combine two of them, and you put soy sauce into your friend's mouth, and then dip your balls in your friend's mouth.
Yeah, just dip your balls in an electrical outlet.
Yeah, hook the soy sauce up to some electrical outlets.
Yeah.
Then, actually put the soy sauce in your friend's mouth, then put a live wire into your friend's mouth, and then dip your balls in.
Yeah, all the challenges at once.
Yeah.
Don't forget the cinnamon.
And there go the teenagers. They're all wiped out.
Yeah.
We did it.
An entire generation gone.
But let's say you want to go viral on TikTok, not by doing any of these existing challenges, but by pioneering your own challenge. Well, here's a suggestion: the Iguana Challenge. In a video earlier this week, we talked about how the unusually low temperatures in Florida are causing iguanas to go into a form of hibernation, not dying, and that has resulted in iguanas falling from trees all over the Sunshine State. A lot of people are naturally unsure what to do about these half-dead iguanas littering the ground, but for Florida residents from the Caribbean and from Central and South America, that is a free meal right there.
Yeah, just there for the taking.
Don't bring them around in the car.
Now, iguanas are known in some of those places as chicken of the tree, due to the fact that when cooked, the meat is often indistinguishable from chicken. And apparently female iguanas, they're especially sought after because they are filled with all sorts of delicious iguana eggs. Now, since Florida is home to a lot of people originally from the Caribbean and Central and South America, this cold weather has been a golden opportunity to easily capture some iguanas, skin them, prepare them, cook them, and of course eat them.
Really bringing the community together. Since there are so many half-dead iguanas around, that's more meat than most people need. So thankfully, people have been selling their excess iguana meat on Facebook Marketplace all over Florida. Now, apparently it's delicious, and thankfully there's plenty of videos on YouTube showing how to prepare a good iguana meat meal. So if you're in Florida and looking to expand your taste horizons, now is a great time to give lizard meat a try. And if you buy it on Facebook, it is ready to cook.
Yeah.
Bon appetit.
You do have to be careful. Apparently, it's like chicken, just a big, high risk of salmonella.
Cook it very well.
Cook it well. Wash your fucking hands. But yeah, and they're an invasive species, and they're not endangered at all.
Yeah, people don't care if you kill them.
Yeah, the government is actively encouraging you. Please kill these iguanas. So it's fine.
Yeah.
No one's going to be weirded out. I mean, they might be a little weirded out, but if you're going around picking up iguanas and then, slaughtering them.
And if you're shy about the taste, just rub your testicles all over them.
Yeah, I mean, it's any meat. Rub your testicles on them. Just give them a little taste with your testes.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, that was fine.
Yeah.
Tastes like chicken.
Time to put it in my mouth.
Yeah. Anyways, delicious. Let's move on now to a sponsor.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Honey. Honey is the free online shopping tool that automatically finds the best promo codes and applies them to your cart. And it feels great to save money with Honey. Honey has found its over 18 million members over $2 billion in savings. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, including Macy's, Target, Sephora, Best Buy, and more. And they're adding more every day. And users love Honey so much that it has over 100,000 five-star reviews on the Google Chrome store.
Yeah, I recently bought some tickets off of a website and used Honey and got some rewards off of it. So you collect these rewards and eventually you get gift cards. So even if they don't have coupon codes that are able to be used on a site, like if you shop on Macy's, I bought some Levi's when they were cheap for Christmas, and it gives you some points and then eventually you get a gift card. So there's many ways to save money.
My dog lost his leg from cancer, so he can't jump on the bed anymore, which you would think would be great, but he just sits at the bottom and whines. So we got him a ramp to walk on the bed.
Yeah.
And Honey saved me a lot of money on that ramp, like a shocking amount.
Yeah.
So thanks, Honey.
Yeah, using Honey, it feels pretty great. You think about it as a little daily victory when you buy stuff. Plus, it's free to use. It installs in just a few seconds. So if you're going to try Honey out, use our link, support the show, get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/weird. That is joinhoney.com/weird.
And this episode is sponsored by ExpressVPN. We all know how VPNs protect your privacy and security online, right? We've gone over that. But in addition to keeping you safe, a great thing about using a VPN is getting to watch video content that you might not be able to usually watch depending on what country you're in currently.
Yeah.
I've said this a lot, but I watched the very end of Game of Thrones in New Zealand, something I should not have been able to do.
Yes.
And I did it through ExpressVPN.
And I got to watch whatever I wanted on Netflix in Italy last year. And it was like I never left home.
Yeah, it's great. You leave the country, you want to keep up with your shows. Yeah. Because if you miss something, you can't go on Twitter. Everyone's going to spoil it. ExpressVPN is a godsend when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, if for some, I promoted it on News Dump, but if for some reason you live in a country where Netflix doesn't have The Circle, maybe you could just switch it to America and watch The Circle, because it's a wild show. Now, it's as simple as firing up ExpressVPN and changing your location to another country. ExpressVPN hides your IP address and lets you control where you want sites to think you're located. You can choose from almost 100 different countries. Just think of all the content you can get access to. You love anime? Use ExpressVPN to get on Netflix Japan and be spirited away to a world of content. And it's not just Netflix. ExpressVPN works for Hulu, BBC iPlayer, YouTube, you name it. It's another thing I use it for is watching not good shows by any means, but shows that I like from the UK.
Yeah.
They're all trash TV, but I wouldn't be able to watch them otherwise.
Yeah. And what sets ExpressVPN apart from all the other VPNs is how fast it is. There's no buffering or lag, and streaming in HD is no problem. You'll probably even forget that you're using it.
Yep, both of us have.
I did. Yeah. And ExpressVPN is compatible with all of your devices, your phones, media consoles, smart TVs, and more, so you can watch what you want on the go or on the big screen wherever you are. Head to expressvpn.com/weeklyweird right now to get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Support the show, watch what you want, and protect yourself at expressvpn.com/weeklyweird.
Now let's get into some of the best weird headlines from around the internet this week, starting with...
Here's an update to an old headline. Hoverboarding dentist found guilty of unlawful dental acts.
Well, it's brought to justice. That's good.
Yeah, this man, the dental police, they showed up.
Yeah. They had that big car with the tooth on top.
Yeah, the car from...
the paddy wagon.
Yeah. But, the hoverboarding was just one aspect of this case. It was mostly a case about just rampant Medicare fraud, where, like, old people were coming into this dentist being like, I think I need my teeth cleaned. And he'd be like, no, actually, I need to completely put you under and, like, do a bunch of work. And it was all just completely unnecessary. And he was, when you defraud Medicare, you're defrauding the taxpayer.
Yes.
The government does not like that.
It's like when you talk about that vape smoking politician who ended up,
Duncan Hunter?
Yeah, of course, he did smoke a vape, and that was pretty funny to see. But also, he was, committing a lot of fraud.
Corrupt.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy, it is, generally when people are bad, they're bad all around. And so in addition to committing tons of Medicare fraud, he also was a fucking asshole who rode around on a hoverboard while pulling people's teeth out while they were under and would send the videos to all his friends and be like, oh, isn't that funny? Look, it's funny. I'm the hovering dentist.
Man killed by blade-wielding rooster during illegal cockfight.
I'm surprised this doesn't happen
more.
Yeah, I've talked about this, but I have been to a cockfight, been to multiple cockfights, all at one stadium. I was in the Philippines. It is basically considered the national sport of the Philippines. It's completely legal. There are venues devoted solely to cockfighting, and it is fucking weird and sad, and it smells like death. But it was pretty fascinating. I didn't enjoy it, but yeah, I didn't realize all the roosters, they have these giant, like 6-inch razor blades.
That's how they kill each other.
That's how they kill each other, because otherwise the fights would last like hours and it would be like too brutal.
Yeah, but like that's the thing is if one of those gets loose, it's just a maniacal bird stabbing into whatever comes across its path.
Yeah, so I'm shocked this doesn't happen more often, but...
maybe people will rethink the illegal legal or illegal cockfighting.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of like, it's like every year or so a bullfighter gets killed, and it's like,
good.
Oh, what did you fucking think was going to happen?
Yeah, well, unless people are like, well, you see, that's what happens at the illegal back alley cockfights. That's why it needs to be regulated.
Yeah, I went to a legal cockfight, and it was still filthy and gross. Yeah. It was just like, I hope I don't get salmonella here. This is disgusting.
It slits one of the other rooster's throats and just gets all over your mouth. And you're like, no, oh God, no.
Well, no. Thankfully, they were in like an octagon with glass barriers.
They're regulated. There you go.
That is part of the regulation, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, next headline: Oregon marijuana sales 420% stronger along Idaho border.
We're going to fudge these numbers just a little bit.
It's so close to being funny.
Yeah, 419%. Got a percent?
Round up to the nearest 10.
Anyways, yeah, this is quite obvious why this is the case.
I didn't realize that, so you have Oregon, Washington, California, and Nevada, all fully legal cannabis. And Idaho, it's like they don't even have medical cannabis in Idaho. It's completely illegal. But Idaho on their entire western border and their entire southern border.
Crazy how that works, that people might want to go buy some legal marijuana and then illegally bring it back into their state.
So all the western or eastern Oregon pot shops must be doing gangbusters.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Well, that's what's crazy. So Idaho is very weird because you would assume that it would be legal there because Idaho is like one of those freedom states.
But they're all like Mormons.
Yeah, well, they are. It's a very, very conservative state, but it's also like all about personal freedoms and,
they don't
liberties
have, like,
and stuff.
Taxes.
So you would think that marijuana would be something that they would be interested in legalizing and making money from, and the numerous potential health benefits, and just the fact that you should be able to, it seems like one of those states where it's like, you can do whatever you want to do, you're your own person, the freedoms are okay here, but it's not. It's just too conservative a state.
My theory, Idaho already has a cash crop. It's potatoes. And that's what
California makes more potatoes.
Idaho is the potato state, and they don't, the potato farmers, they don't want their farmland getting encroached upon by potheads who are selling that green gold. No, this is potato country. You keep that shit on the other side of the border, sir.
All right. Well, maybe that is the reason.
I have no idea.
We have very limited farmland.
Like
here.
there's a bunch of states where I'm like New York. How the fuck is weed not legal in New York yet? It baffles my mind. But I guess it kind of makes sense because outside of New York City, things get a little bit rural, a little more conservative. But like you would think at this point, they'd have something.
I don't know. It is. You know what? We live in a blessed time.
Yeah.
The fact that we're even like weirded out by states where marijuana isn't legal, at least medically, is something that you couldn't even have imagined 15, 20 years ago. So progress has been made.
Yeah, in some places.
Yeah.
Come on, New York. Come on, Texas. When Texas gets on board, that's it.
Yeah, that's
victory, baby.
Texas will make so much fucking money.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Pig pushed off a bungee jump tower causes outrage in China.
This is the thing. You don't have like regulation. This is a theme park.
This is how they tested it? They're like, gotta make sure it's good.
No, it was like an attraction because it's like Chinese New Year's coming up. The year of the pig is ending, and so
it's the year of the rat now.
Yeah, so at this fucking weird theme park, they're just like, let's celebrate the end of the year by strapping a pig to a bungee jump thing and just tossing it off.
That theme park, Shanghai Disney.
But yeah, I mean, you can do that in China. There's nothing stopping you from doing it.
Well, at least it
a lot of
caused
people
outrage.
Are a bit upset.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there was maybe a little bit of outrage in China, but it sounds like most of the outrage is coming from outside. Like,
it's how they celebrate the Lunar New Year. They push a pig off of a thing, it dies, and then the rats eat it. Thereby coming into the new year of the rat.
You have to feed the old animal to the new animal.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's a circle of life.
As far as I'm concerned.
I didn't put this in there, but like, so that Wuhan coronavirus that's
it started in like a crazy meat market.
Yeah, this insane fucking meat market in China where you could buy like any animal, and it's like, how did that get there? They don't know, but like it's like just this meat market where they have live caged like koalas, like a baby deer, just the most random shit. And they're just like, yeah, we buy animals when we can find them. If you want to eat them, we got any animal you want.
Yeah, and every animal. Like, well, why do you sell that? It makes your penis strong.
Yeah.
Why do you sell that one? It makes your penis strong. Well, what about that one?
Big penis.
It makes your penis strong.
Yeah. Turns out that part wasn't true, but put a bunch of exotic animals all in one space with, no health and safety regulations. It's a great vector for new, fun, highly contagious, deadly diseases.
They actually, speaking of Shanghai Disney, it was in the news today, they shut down the theme park because of the outbreak there.
That's how outbreaks get spread. A bunch of people from a bunch of different places come to one crowded place. Yeah. Like the airports in China, like it seems like they're being pretty proactive about it.
Which is good.
Because it's like, as soon as it came to the U.S., it was just like, oh, fuck. God damn it.
It has too fun of a name to be taken seriously in the U.S.
Wuhan coronavirus. Hey, I'm sipping on a Corona down here at the hospital.
Sunday morning, I went out all Saturday night. Sunday morning, I had a little case of the coronavirus, if you know what I'm talking about. You can't take it. It's like when hurricanes are named after women. People are like, what's she going to do?
Yeah. That's why people don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's some Joe Biden news. Joe Biden calls game developers little creeps who make titles that teach you how to kill.
He's like actively trying to sabotage his own campaign. That's the only thing that explains everything that he does.
No, he's actively, like, based off of...
Well, he's courting, like, the older...
he knows that traditionally, young people just straight up don't vote. The most reliable voters are people in, like, their 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So he's appealing solely to them. Which, might be a little short-sighted, but I get it.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate, like, boomer candidate.
True. Also, Joe Biden this week, when he was approached about...
Why?
Like, totally, visually snapped.
Why attack Sanders? Why? You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay.
So Joe Biden, he could snap at any moment. Do we really want this man...
I want him to see it through.
With the nuclear codes?
Well,
you won't nuke me. You won't nuke me. You won't nuke me.
No, Joe Biden would never nuke anyone. He'd just challenge you to like a push-up contest.
Hey, Jack.
An IQ test.
Yeah.
He's a very competitive man.
Yeah, more like Kim Jong unreliable. Can't even do a couple push-ups.
Let's go down to the local YMCA and do a little swimming contest. Me and Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
I used to work up here on that lifeguard tower, and I saw a lot of people swim fast. Never saw any Koreans swim fast though. They weren't really welcome down at that swim pool. It was, but Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yep. Anyways, he sucks.
Yeah.
And hopefully he is not the candidate.
Your civil rights weren't violated when you were muted out of a video game, U.S. court tells angry player.
Cool.
Well, it's a real setback. Joe Biden hates gamers. The courts hate gamers.
Gamers are being oppressed.
Yeah. They didn't say what game it was, but I just through like
Fortnite or
deduction. No, it was fucking RuneScape.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
So and like the guy in his.
But was it old school RuneScape?
I did that. I couldn't figure that out. But the guy in his complaint, he's like, I've spent like $3,000 on like in-app purchases, and they fucking muted me. It's not fair. This violates my civil rights. And the court's just like, no, it doesn't. Yeah. Sorry.
We do need a Bill of Rights for video game worlds.
Yeah, it's with Ace Watkins. He's going to get into office.
Exactly. Freedom of speech in all game environments.
Yeah.
Doctors beg men not to masturbate with banana peels. I mean, when you're in a
don't
pinch,
do it, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
Misbehaving.
if you're in a pinch, they are slippery.
Yeah, and their reasons for saying no are pretty weak. They're just like, you might have an allergy to bananas.
I think you'd know that.
You would know that by the time you're old enough to jack off into a banana peel.
Yes.
Yeah, there was like that. I was like, oh, it might irritate your skin. Listen.
I do love that the headline is they're begging.
Yeah.
Please, this is an epidemic.
This is just some bullshit news. Although I do seem to recall, like, back in the day, the thing was like, it's okay to masturbate with a banana peel, but don't get greedy and put it in the microwave beforehand to like warm it up, or you'll burn the skin off the tip of your dick. Don't do that. Just room temperature banana. And then when you're done with it, don't put it on the ground and slip on it.
No.
It's extra slippery now, even more than usual.
Ace Watkins, he would give everyone a fleshlight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the universal basic come in.
Yeah.
Everyone gets it. Stop jacking off with banana peels. Masturbate like an adult with a fleshlight.
Yeah. Andrew Yang's going to give everyone in America
The banana-scented one.
a PS5 and a fleshlight.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Everyone's happy now.
Yeah. Facebook apologizes for translating Chinese president's name as Mr. Shithole.
Well, Facebook did something good for once.
Yeah, on accident. And it's hilarious.
They shouldn't have apologized, though.
This was another fucking Myanmar thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the prime minister or whatever of Myanmar was being visited by Xi Jinping. She made a big official Facebook post about it.
Yeah.
And Facebook, their auto translate function for Burmese, not very good. So if you clicked translate to English, every mention of Mr. Xi Jinping said Mr. Shithole.
I'm sure that did great things for their relationship.
Yeah, I'm sure this was great. Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg.
You've done it again.
For everything you've done for the country of Myanmar.
Yeah, and I'm sure that, that has never happened before. Just this one case. So people weren't calling each other shitholes or anything like that or something else that was bad.
Yeah.
Detroit bank calls police on black man depositing payout from a racial discrimination lawsuit.
Yeah, so this guy sued his old place of employment for racial discrimination. He won the lawsuit. He got, however much money, enough to raise eyebrows. So he's like, cool, I was discriminated against. I now have been paid for that. Let me go down to the bank and deposit this money. And he did, and then got discriminated against again by the bank, who was so convinced that this man had either stolen the money or forged the checks that they immediately called the police on him.
Well, now he's going to get more money.
Yeah, he's already said, he's like, well, I'm starting a new lawsuit then.
Yeah.
And this bank, they're fucked because everything they've said so far, they're like, they listed all these reasons. They're like, oh, the checks looked fake, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I left your bank and went across the street to another bank and they happily cashed all these checks without issue.
Yeah.
They didn't see any of the problems you claim to have seen. So, good for him.
Yeah.
Get that paper.
Yeah.
Mount Vesuvius eruption. Extreme heat turned man's brain to glass.
And it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's fucking metal. I'm sure you can't buy this glass brain. Or it's not available for sale. It's probably it belongs in a museum, as they say. But I would love that glass brain.
It looks very, very cool.
Very metal.
This guy would have been dead for centuries anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't have any, family left. It's been, what was it, the year 400 this? It's been 1,600 years.
It's a good way to go out.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. They, I think this one, this was part of a larger study.
But what I'm saying is he has this legacy now that exists well into the future and will exist for a very long time.
But this was part of a larger study where so there was Pompeii, which is right at the bottom of the volcano. There was this other city where this guy was. And they had originally thought that these people were vaporized immediately. The heat just made
Oh no, they suffered.
Yeah, they originally thought the heat made their blood just they'd explode basically. No, it turns out they believe the heat was just hot enough that these people experienced just the most horrific death possible before being turned into glass.
Yes.
So yeah, pretty fucked up.
But
hey.
Cool legacy.
Yeah, now we got his brain.
Yeah.
And
someone's going to turn it into a necklace. Jeff Bezos going to be walking around with it. Woman injures two after allegedly driving into traffic as a test of faith.
I feel like this keeps happening.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I was driving around, I was waiting for a sign from God. I feel like God owes me a message lately, so driving around just waiting for it, and you're like, you know what? I think what God would like me to do is to just close my eyes and drive into oncoming traffic. And, he'll take care of it.
Yeah.
He didn't. She crashed into a bunch of people who got sent to the hospital.
Were the two that were injured murderers or robbers?
No, I believe they were just normal people going about their lives.
Nah, they probably sinned sometime. Probably did a couple sins.
Let he who is without sin cast the first car accident, as they say. Don't do that. This woman should have her driving privileges taken away.
Yeah.
You can't have people like that on the road.
Yeah, unless you can go and do the driving test and pass it with Jesus driving and not you, then it's okay.
Yeah.
So if you can prove to the driving instructor that Jesus did a fine job, that you weren't in control, then everything's fine.
Jesus, he might be Jesus, but he still needs to get his license renewed every couple of years.
I love this too because it's like even like this, all of this is nonsensical bullshit. But like the idea that Jesus could drive a car, like,
I mean, he can do anything.
I'll go out and say it. Jesus can't fucking drive.
I mean, he could fly.
There goes my presidency.
And he could walk on water.
He couldn't fly. That's not part of it, is it?
He could shoot lasers out of his eyes.
Could Jesus fly in the Bible?
He could leap tall buildings in a single bound.
They had the wheel back then.
His only weakness was kryptonite.
Jesus drove one of those Flintstone cars, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. I don't know. It's dumb.
Satan, though.
Don't do that.
Very good driver.
Satan drives so good.
Yeah. He drives that Dragula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final headline, Australians warned of possible deadly spider bonanza.
Oh, good.
And all the headlines say bonanza, so it sounds like it was an official government notice, like bonanza of deadly spiders happening.
Yeah.
But the hellscape never ends there. Like things are starting to cool off with the
they were like, oh, finally some rain, and then everything flooded.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that happens to LA every rainy season. It's just like...
It just causes landslides.
If you dry everything out and then get it wet really fast...
Mudslide.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Like, you want things to be, like, in a constant state of being slightly, moist.
They need to put those restaurant misters over LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta ease into it.
Look into that. But, so this latest thing, it's like, they've been getting rain, it's put out the fires, but, it's caused the mud. And also... because it's still hot as fuck, it's super humid now, which is ideal spider weather. The spiders, they come out of their holes and they're like, fuck yeah, time to go fuck some shit up. Time to bite some people in the dick.
Yeah.
And this one specific Australian spider that's like, completely deadly, can totally kill you. They're coming out in force. So, yeah.
Sorry, Australia.
Yeah, when Moses asked the Pharaoh to let his people go, you should have just done it. It's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
The frogs are going to be next. And then they're going to take all your firstborn sons, and you're going to be real sorry you didn't just let the people go. Mm-hmm. So,
what would be ironic is if their prime minister got bit by one of these spiders.
That would be funny. I'd have some schadenfreude from that.
Anyways, that's it for this week's Weekly Weird News. Be sure to check out our other episodes over here. We have a brand new episode of News Dump where we talk about how the Sonic, it apparently is going to be a big movie, but we still don't think
Huge.
So. Prove us wrong. Also, an episode about Gritty punching a kid. There you go. We'll see you next time.
Enjoy.